Welcome to Fair Game. I'm Kristine Leahy, and my guest today is a 13-year NFL veteran and for the past decade has been one of the best all-around tight ends in the league. Please welcome from the Green Bay Packers now, Marcedes Lewis.
What's going on?
Marcedes, years ago you and I were talking and you had an opportunity to go somewhere else, but you really wanted to stay with the Jaguars, and you told me at the time, I know we might not go far into the playoffs, I might not have a chance at a Super Bowl, but I really want to stay with this team. You really, really meant that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when they drafted me in 2006, you know, they gave me an opportunity to kind of live out my dream. And, you know, the loyalty, integrity, all of that, that meant the most to me. You know, when you're playing for a team and you're a guy that they're kind of like, okay, well, we know he's a player, but we're still going to bring guys in, other tight ends, to see if we can get something better for cheaper. You know, that's how the NFL is nowadays. And I knew they were doing that, and they started doing that like 2008, 2009, just trying to either light a fire or, you know, really try to get me out of there so they didn't have to pay me. And it didn't work. And they ended up franchise tagging me in 2010, and I ended up playing another 5 years there. They brought Julius Thomas over there I think my 8th year, and took a pay cut that year. Then they ended up cutting Julius and giving me money back. Like, it was a whole thing, you know, but I felt like it was more like family. Like, people go through things like that. You're not always going to agree or be on the same page, but, you know, in the end, if you stick together, you'll be able to just follow the process and figure it out. And we did for 12 years.
You were so loyal to them. I remember being blown away at the time when you just said, I'm happy with the Jags, I want to stay here. And then what they did to you, it wasn't that they released you, but it was how they did it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm bitter about it, but I was in shock. And, you know, when you're somewhere in any job for 12 years, at least fly me out or call me. Let's have a conversation. Like, why is my agent hitting me up on text message talking about, hey, big fella, I gotta talk to you. I already knew what that was. It was 6 a.m. over here. You know what I mean? Like, my agent never hits me up. So I'm like, what's really going on? So I call him like, yo, what's up? He's like, yeah, I think the Jags are gonna let you go today. I'm like, why could they not hit me? Like, I don't understand. I've been there. It's only a video guy that's been there as long as I have, you know? And so, you know, to go through that and then have my family find out on TV, like, that's whack, you know? And so I don't know. I mean, obviously, when I retire, I want to go there and retire because that's what it's about. You
still do.
Yeah, I want to go there and retire because that's where I started. But I don't know what the vibe is going to be. You know, like, I don't know, you know, how they feel about me. You know, the fact that I've always played at a high level, always held that organization in high regard. And, you know, to do that, it just wasn't right.
Have you talked to them since?
Nope.
You still haven't talked to them?
Mm-mm.
But yet you still want to go back and retire there?
Mm-hmm. I just didn't call them back, you know.
So they did call you?
Yeah, the secretary left me a message and said, Coughlin would like to talk to you. Can you call me back? No. And then my GM at the time, Dave Caldwell, he texted me, like, hey, big guy, can you hit me back? But I just, I had like some unresolved things like in my heart, you know, and I don't want to call and then disrespect them, you know. And so this is like kind of my time to like really, really like put it to rest. And you know, I'll call them maybe next year or something, but it's
not
tough.
Yet.
Yeah.
Your last touchdown catch with the Jaguars was against the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. You guys had a 10-point lead with 10 minutes to go. Did you think you guys were going to the Super Bowl?
I thought we were going to the Super Bowl, and not because we were up, but because how we were dominating the game at that time. We were running the ball, passing the ball, doing what we wanted to do, and just physically taking it out of them. And, you know, at that point, I just was like, we probably got about 3 or 4 more series where we just need to go out there, possess the ball, in every possession with a kick, whether it be a field goal or an extra point. You know, like, I thought that was it for us. And, yeah, well, you know how it ended.
I do. You also did something like this. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
So at that time, obviously, it's my 12th year. You know, we hadn't been to the playoffs in a long time. And that was our shot, you know, and in front of the world just to show everybody what we've been working on. And that was more so like it's our time now. You know, we've been trying to figure this thing out for so long, and, you know, here we are, like literally dominating the game. And it's crazy how fast it shifted, you know, and at times, you know, I felt like my love, my joy for the game was stripped from me, you know, and it took a lot of like soul searching and seeking professional help, right? Life coach that I have now, that like all we talk about is the process of having a growth mindset and like just focusing on what you can do to control like everything that you can control. The stuff that you can't is water off a duck's back.
You gotta let that go.
Gotta let it go. And
you showed a lot of love for Blake Bortles, and he was one of the new pieces that came in. You just really, really supported him. Now you got Aaron Rodgers. What's that been like for you?
It's totally different. I mean, you know, Blake is one of those guys that he wants to be, you know, really good, and he's very coachable, a really dope dude to hang around. Like, he's just a really good guy, and I took to him really fast and kind of like, you know, took him under my wing and, you know, rooted for him. But on the other side, Aaron, I mean, seasoned, he's special. He's special, probably one of the best I've been around. And, you know, when you are a guy that is as intelligent as he is and has the whole playbook at his disposal, I mean, there are times where he calls his own stuff in the huddle. Like, we're literally in a game this year against the Bills, and it's like 4-minute offense, right? 4-minute offense is like something that we'll run just to run the clock out, keep the ball in bounds, you know, protect the ball.
Sure.
So they're thinking we're going to run the ball. Aaron calls a pass play and throws a 40-yard pass. And we're in a huddle, and he looks, he's like, okay, Sadie, you give me this. Who's my ex? Okay, Devontae, you give me that. Jimmy, I want you off the ball on this.
Wow.
He's literally telling everybody what to do, gives a direction and a protection to the offensive line. Boom, drops back, throws it 40 yards down the field, and he's just walking with his little, like, chill swag. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. I've never been a part of it.
Are you happier now?
I am. You know, it's a privilege to play in this league. You know, I'm very aware, and especially being 34 now, you know, and I'm just excited to still be able to compete at a high level.
A lot of experts, including Tony Romo, say that it will be the Packers and the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. How's that sound to you?
The Packers sound amazing. You know, I mean, I don't care what the Jags do at this point, but
really, you don't even care? You wouldn't want to face them in the Super Bowl?
Nah, I don't care. I root for my boys that are on the team, but other than that, I mean, I'm so like streamlined to where I am that like nothing else really matters.